comparison review of the 2023 Tesla Model E Performance vs Kia EV6 GT. Turns out, you can crack the ton in under 4 seconds for that outlay, and not by buying some spine-compressing rally rocket or depreciated exotica. No, you can go that fast in SUVs with space for 5 adults in comfort. For that, we can thank the instant output and efficiency of electric motors, but as wheels readers will know, outright speed is not enough. In fact, it gets boring pretty quickly. Performance cars, which the Tesla Model E Performance and Kia EV6 GT profess to be, must deliver more than just face-melting acceleration. The EV6 GT's twin electric motors churn out 430 kilowatts to get it to 100 km per hour in 3.5 seconds, and that's backed up by ensconcing bucket seats, Australian-tuned adaptive dampers, and a clever torque vectoring limited-slip rear differential. Tesla's Model E Performance? As usual, it's devoid of any meaningful performance credentials beyond Tesla's 0 to 100 km per hour claim of 3.7 seconds, and 514 km WLTP driving range. For half the price, both tested cars eclipse an Audi RS6 in a straight line, but which is best? Additionally, for nearly $30,000 more, are these EPO battery bandits really better than conventional variants? Pricing and features. The Kia and Tesla line neatly on price. The EV6 GT starts at $99,950 before on-road costs, and the Model E Performance is a little cheaper, $98,955 including luxury car tax. Diving into the value equation of each shows the stark difference between Tesla and its legacy carmaker rivals. The EV6 GT costs $27,360 more than the entry-level RRWD, but for that, you get a laundry list of extras: 21-inch alloy wheels, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, adaptive dampers, 64-color ambient lighting, heated manual sports seats, active sound design, our head-up display, 14-speaker Meridian sound system, sequential indicators, power tailgate, and active headlights. Meanwhile, in Tesla land, the laundry list reads like that of the emperor who bought new clothes. On top of an extra motor and a bigger battery pack, it's got some red brake calipers, which were quietly downgraded from Brembo's, metal pedals, a carbon look lip spoiler, 21-inch alloy wheels, LED fog lights, and a subtle dual-motor badge. Not a lot, is it? While the EV6 GT's matte moonscape Duco and floral green accents may not be to everyone's liking, the Model E Performance suffers from the same dowdy egg-like appearance as the regular car, even on 10mm lower spring. Meanwhile, the EV6 GT's taut body lines, sloping roof, aggressive rear spoiler, and angry daytime running lights leave the Tesla for dead in the attractiveness stakes. The Performance still benefits from Tesla's large 15-inch touchscreen with Google Maps, Netflix, and other downloadable applications including games you can play while charging. The gimmicks continue with whoopee cushion mode, light shows and a crackling fireplace mode. The Tesla ecosystem is part of the Model Y's value equation, and it's hard to argue with such customizable and powerful infotainment. For the old school among us, though, it can be tricky to ignore the lack of traditional dials. A simple head-up display would alleviate this. Comfort and space. The Tesla Model Y has a mighty practical and livable interior and would make a stunningly capable family hack. There's ample space in the back for 3 adults, and they'll have a great view out thanks to the large glasshouse and stadium seating. USB-C charging ports will keep devices juiced up, and a fold-out armrest keeps shoulders from growing tired. The boot's capacious as well. Tesla claims 864 liters, and there's a huge tub beneath the floor for more hidden storage. The 60 to 40 seatbacks fold on an electric actuator, and the 117 liters frunk is genuinely usable, unlike the EV6's 20 liters space. The seats, identical to the regular Model Y, are okay in terms of comfort but provide little in the way of performance-focused bolstering. They are electrically adjustable at least, unlike the $100,000 Kia seats, but the driving position is oddly high. In Australia's biting sun, The Model Y's black vinyl upholstery becomes intolerably sweaty. White bamboo-based vegan leather is optional, but that fixed glass roof still lets a lot of heat in. Cooled seats are a vexing omission. Incidental storage is excellent, however. The industry-best twin wireless charging pad is an ergonomic triumph. The cup holders fit bottles and coffee cups, while the door bins are flocked inside. The wood veneer dash inlays are attractive too. Tesla's build and material quality has come leaps and bounds over early examples, but our car still had a niggling rattle from the rear bench. You're set so low in the EV6 GT, those suede cloth upholstered bucket seats hug you like true performance items. But they're manually adjusted, and unlike the GT line, don't have fan cooling. The EV6 GT has some welcome interest in the cabin next to the minimal Tesla, with fluoro stitching, customizable ambient lighting, and futuristic design language. Storage is good too. The floating center console leaves a perfect space for small bags, and the center bin is deep with a nifty, angled wireless charging pad on top. What Kia can't be forgiven for is not installing auto-down windows in the second row. It's a common affliction with Kia models, less egregious in a Stonic, but this is a $100,000 car. What gives? The back seat is otherwise excellent. Vast legroom and headroom complemented by B-pillar vents, 2 USB-C charging ports, and a fold-down armrest. The svelte front buckets don't impede vision, though privacy glass, a porthole sunroof, and small rear windows make the EV6 a dark place to be. With thoughtful underfloor storage, a 5-position backrest, and shopping bag hooks, the EV6's 480 liters boot is smart, if not able to match Tesla's volumetrically. On the road, the Model-Y-Performance and Kia EV6 GT are forces of nature. 2 tons of metal being flown at the horizon by 430 kilowatts/730 Nm in the Kia's case, and approximately 393 kilowatts/660 Nm for the Model Y. The Model Y's initial snap is more visceral, yet its electronic smarts limit wheel spin to a minimum expertly. The EV6 GT seems to be limited slightly as you mash the gas, but delivers a swelling tsunami of grunt and keeps pulling. It all happens in sophisticated silence, unless you engage one of Kia's strange active sound design noises. And, in truth, the speed gets old pretty fast. A one-trick pony does not a great car make. Separating the two, then, comes down to the chassis. And from past tests, the EV6, 2022's Wheels Car of the Year, should have the upper hand. Interestingly, the Chinese-built Model Y arrived with Tesla's new comfort suspension tune. Its updated settings should make for better bump absorption. Tesla's Chinese arm claims improved support from the dampers in the mid-stroke, and better compliance. It even hints that the car will perform better on track. The difference is noticeable. This Model Y moves through its stroke more seamlessly than the example we had at Car of the Year. I remember saying to Jez, if this Model Y had been at GT, it might have won, but that was after 30 minutes of straight and decently surfaced tarmac. Tesla's regenerative braking is strong and reliable, although when you need the brake pedal it's mushy and not confidence-inspiring. Forward vision is generally excellent, owing to the high seating position and huge front windscreen, but the tiny rear window makes it hard to judge the rear of the Model Y. Swapping into the EV6's snug bucket seats on the bumpy Bell's line of road reiterated Kia's suspension tuning new. Sometimes Kia goes a little too far, case in point, Cerato GT, but the EV6 GT is superbly judged. The Quality Sax adaptive dampers have so much support, yet retain supple absorption on small bumps. The EV6 is firm, but never crashy, even at low speeds on 255/40R21 Michelin Pilot Sport 4S rubber. A hint of front suspension thump is evident around town, but it's never as troublesome as the Model Y's incessant rear suspension boom. The EV6 GT's 4-piston front brakes inspire confidence when you need them, although Kia's regenerative braking, adjustable with flappy paddles, isn't quite as sophisticated as Tesla's. And, when you spark up the car, it resets to level 2 as default, even if you were last using iPedal 1-foot driving. Sexy sequential indicators engaged. The EV6 GT led the Model Y Performance off the main road onto our chosen stretch of tarmac to test their ride and handling. An initial sighting run in the EV6 GT had me questioning if the road was as treacherous as I'd remembered, such was the Kia's composure. The Model-Y Performance reminded me that, yes, this bit of bitumen really is a go track. It may be riding on a new chassis tune, but mid-corner bumps still send the Model Y's body bucking and corkscrewing well below the posted 100 km/h speed limit. I'm not so sure that softer is better in this case, as it's even easier to find the bump stops. Super sharp steering, 2 turns lock to lock, doesn't aid confidence. Not an issue in the low-set Model 3 sedan, but it makes the taller Model Y feel nervous and unsettled. The wheel is prone to rack rattle, too, and there's a dead spot on center that grates on freeway slogs. After futzing around with drive modes in both cars, the Model Y doesn't have any useful settings. Steering is either claggy or claggier. I settled on preferences. In the EV6, with its adaptive dampers, normal works for most driving. A customizable My mode, easily accessible with 2 taps on the Fluoro GT button, was for getting stuck in, with Sport Throttle, Sport Plus steering, Track Escape, and Sport dampers. Proving its point, the EV6 GT was magic on the back-to-back road in My mode. Its steering is calmer, 2.3 turns lock to lock, and more consistently weighted. Useful information about the surface and grip level make its way through the 2-spoke tiller, but mainly the seat of the pants, amplified by sparsely padded chairs. The EV6 GT is further aided by double ball-joint front suspension that freed up caster and trail adjustment, improving steering feel. Speaking to chassis dynamicist Graham Gamble, above, he revealed that Australian EV6 GTs run higher compression and lower spring rates for better control of the body without the jiggle associated with accessory-bound damping. With all this at your disposal, commitment is easy. The EV6 GT sits flat and poised, allowing the driver to adjust attitude using the throttle. Where the Model Y is rolling, yawing, and all at sea, the EV6 GT is encouraging you to start powering out of bends, with oversteer available from the rear-mounted ELST if you're brave enough. It left the Model-Y Performance floundering in the distance. Driving range and charging. We undertook an average Sunday loop, heading west of Sydney towards the Blue Mountains from a fast charger near Penrith. The elapsed distance was 209 kilometers for both cars. Neither the Tesla Model-Y Performance nor the EV6 GT matched their respective 514 km and 424 km WLTP combined driving ranges, but the EV6 GT came close. A real-world Sunday drive would see the Model Y capable of 421 km, and the EV6 GT 367 km. The EV6 GT's driving range is somewhat restrictive. Lucky it charges so fast. When it comes to charging, the AGMP's 800-volt architecture reigns supreme. Hooked up to a 350 kW station, the Model Y added 15 kWh of charge, 84 km range. In 801, the EV6 GT did the same volume of electricity, or 71 km range, in 447. The table below shows the observed peak speeds on the charger. The EV6 held 220 kW plus until it climbed over 70%, while the Model Y dropped off sooner. Safety. The Kia EV6 GT and Tesla Model Y were both awarded 5 stars in 2022 NCAP safety testing. Tesla may be known for its controversial autonomous tech, but the basic systems aren't leagues better than the Kia's. You can pay $5,100 more than the list price to get enhanced autopilot, which adds auto lane change, and the ability to follow navigation directions on freeways. Full self-driving is available for $10,100 but is not yet active in our market. Both the EV6 GT and Tesla Model Y are fitted with EV that detects pedestrians, cyclists and crossing traffic, lane trace assist, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert.